So one of the reasons why I'm not able, what's up, Ellie? So one of the reasons why I can't keep a good position, or that I can't go straight down, like for example doing a front rack front squat, is that I have, in order for me to maintain this position, I have to shift around in the spine to make room to work around my problem. I'm walking around my problem. And the one thing I learned is that if I really brace my glutes and I tighten my abs, pull my rib cage down, and then I kind of pull my body forward in sort of like this kind of awkward position, and then squat from here, this will tell me my range of motion. And that's about my range of motion. I can't go any lower than this without compromising my spine. So I can get lower, but I would have to move my spine around to make it. Or I may have to move my knee around, or my hip or ankle around, which actually causes issues here in the knee. Now, I feel a little bit in my knee for the simple reason that I kind of irritated it a few weeks ago. I mentioned it in another video if you watched it. The reason why I had problems with it is because I was trying to do a front squat and being in this upright position. And because I don't have enough stability, or the proper flexibility, I should say, the mobility, it makes me run into problems in the knee. Mostly because the ankle restriction in the right side. So here's my plan of attack, and I'm kind of blabbering on a little bit. Hopefully I haven't lost most of you. Is that I need to practice this new squatting technique. And this new squatting technique consists of being able to keep my foot, right? My foot centered, or the weight and balance across my arch. That way I keep a good position, and that way I keep the ideal position. And the one way to start is, ultimately the goal is to stay as upright as I can. Your butt with a braced stomach. So squeeze my butt, tight my stomach, create torque by twisting my femurs out, then coming down. And that's about my limit, okay? Before I have to start compromising at the hips, or my heels have to come off the ground. So what he said to do was to start by doing the same loading order: squeeze the butt, tighten the rib cage, tighten the glutes, tighten the abs, pull the rib cage down, and then tilt forward significantly. Don't bend the knees yet. Basically keep this solid torso, and then keep my chest down, and then maintain this position as I lower myself. And that's about my limit. So I'm staying tight because I don't want to lose my position in my spine. Because if I lose position in my spine, I can get down. But again, not an ideal position when you have load on your back. Alright, so some things I wrote down is learning that loading order. So the loading order of a squat, bench, or deadlift should be like this. It should be activate the butt, tighten the abs, then create torque by twisting the femurs out a little bit, and then create torque as you lower to keep that position. And for now, I'm going to have to start off by tilting significantly forward. And the reason why is because that's the limit of my hips. Essentially what I'm trying to do is keep my hips and spine in a very solid position. Essentially keep the same angle the whole time, until I can improve my range of motion in my ankles and my hips to be able to do this. Now I can do this, but then I lose my ankle in range, so my heels come off, or my spine has to move around, or a little bit of both. The second thing, or the next thing, is big toe on the ground. This is actually a really big one. Having your big toe on the ground is really important, because essentially what's happening is if you don't have your big toe on the ground when you're doing a squat, you don't have a stable foot. And a stable foot is really important to making sure you have a stable knee. And if you don't have a stable knee, you can imagine what will happen. If I squat, because a lot of time what will happen is I'll put a lot of weight in my heels, stick my butt back, push my knees out, this foot will come off the ground. Excuse me, baby, come here. Excuse me, baby. Off the ground, and you can see how this comes off. That puts me in a really bad position, or compromises the positions of the ligaments in my knee. I know they do because I can feel it. Uh-oh. What else do we have here? And then I asked, what shoes should I use? Should I use Olympic shoes? Should I use flat shoes? Should I use running shoes? He says just don't worry about it. Just work on all of them. Work on creating this new motor pattern. And he focused on, my main assignment was to smash need to smash my tissues. So let me go over some smashing.